Alright guys, it's your man HighTaper, and today we're here with another YouTube tutorial with the man D. Hey, if y'all follow me on Instagram at HighTaper, I told y'all this man is hilarious. But in today's video, I will be showing you all how I do a HighTaper. His hair is more towards the 3 side, but the steps that I take is how I would cut coarse hair. So with that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so as you can see, I will be using the pink flamingos, the style craft rebels, but I have my 1.5 guard on closed. And the reason that I use the steps that I would do for coarse hair, even though his hair is more towards the 3 side. First, I want to be able to preserve the cut, so I want his cut to last as long as possible. And second, his hair is pretty dark, so I'm able to utilize those steps and still have that nice transition. But I use the 1.5 guard closed to knock down the bulk. Sometimes you can use the one open, but I like to play it safe. For my guideline, sometimes I do the depending on like the size of the head, I will put my line a little further up, but in this case I kept it where I could cut that, like the sideburn piece that's hanging off. Like that's how I start my guidelines for my HighTapers, and that way I can have a little room to work with. I don't even know what I was doing. All right, there we go. All right, so for my first guideline, y'all already know my steps. I use the 2/3 way, so I have my lever about 2/3 open, and I'll say in this case I don't. No, okay, it was about a 4 inch. I had to make sure because I couldn't remember if I went up about 2/3 of the way or I did the 4 inch, but I did do the 4 inch. And as you can see, for that bottom line, I closed my lever all the way, and for that midline on that first guideline, I opened it about midway, maybe just a little bit under. But when it comes to that midway section, like I always say, you're just playing with your lever. For my second guideline, what was taking me so long? I had to be messing with this camera. I had to be. All right, for my for my second guideline, I have the 1 guard on, and I have it all the way closed. Like I said, in some cases, when it comes to like you first starting out, you always want to start open. For me, like I said, I'll close the guard because I know how to keep my fade still dark, so when the hair starts to grow back, it's like it looks like they just got a fresh cut, but like I didn't cut too much hair off, if that makes sense. Every time I record a video, the allergies is just. Alright, so as you can see, I have my half guard on. In this case, I do start all the way open, and as you can see, I'm using the corner of my blade. I feel like those people. I am using the corner of my blade, as you can see, for that bottom line, all the way closed. And as you can see, I'm doing a flicking motion. Okay, so this is the thing. When it comes to the using the corner of your blade, what you'll realize is it works best for you when you're like either in tight spaces, like you don't have that much room to work with, or if you're trying to like knock out a line without creating a new one. And it's great for detail work as well. So as you can see, like I'm using the corner, but I'm cutting at an angle. For your fade to be consistent, you have to cut the same, but when you get on certain parts of the head, you have to cut at different angles to have that same consistency across the whole head, no matter what fade you're doing. So if you know, it's like if you're cutting with the grain, the hair is not, it's gonna cut, but it's not gonna cut as much. But if you go against the grain, it's gonna cut a whole lot. You can see I have my one guard, so I still have the one guard on, but now, so you remember at the beginning I used the 1.5 closed, so that one guard open, it's pretty much like that 1.5 guard closed, but it's just gonna cut a little bit more. And all I'm doing is, as you can see, I'm cutting against the grain because I'm trying to cut as much of the hair so it can be smooth and consistent, even transition. Look at Corey using the big words. But all you're doing is gradually working your way down. So see it like this. So since for that second guideline, since I did a 1 closed, and for that top one I did a 1 open. All you're gonna really do is just like that middle line is just have the 1 midway, maybe close it just a little bit, but that's pretty much it. Like I said, once you once you find out your step pattern, or like depending on how you cut, it becomes easier the more you do it. Like I said, you're perfecting it. And as I always say, what I do on one side, I must do to the other. You can't have my client walking out with half a cut. Yeah, we need to like have a chat with these clipper companies. Like, they need to like sponsor me. They need to sponsor me for real, for real. Inner thoughts. We let them inner thoughts win sometimes. The intrusive thoughts. Like I said, man, I gotta sit here like in silence, but I'm not being quiet this time because I don't have no beat behind it right now. But it's like it gets awkward. Like I should put like the crickets in the background. In this case, like I said, I had to bring my line up a little bit higher just to have it the same as the other side. But the steps are going to be completely the same. So for my first guideline, 2/3 of the way, as you can see, 2/3 of the way, as you can see, I gotta drop these bars for y'all to see. Yeah, I gotta start. I gotta start talking. I like to talk. Dang, I did that quick. I didn't realize it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like this part of the clip was maybe like 2 minutes long, but when you're not explaining something, it's just oh my goodness. It's, I won't say blasphemy. Blasphemy. I ain't gonna lie, those are some pretty good clippers. They are. Get a new cutting blade on that. Alright, so for the side of the head, what I like to do on some of my clients, depending on the hair texture, as you can see, I have the level 3 holding spray. Yeah, my mask got broke. But what I'll do is, as you can see, I'm like to cover the ear, of course. But I'll spray like a little holding spray on the side, brush it down. Um, like I said, it just depends on the hair texture. Like, not I don't have to do it on everyone, but in some cases, like for him, since his hair is more towards, like I said, at 3, the medium curl. I just want to like brush the loose hairs out, so when I'm lining it up, I don't have any hairs moving, and I have to like keep going over it. The gold brush, because I'm a king. And when it comes to the neck area, no matter who it is, you know, it's that area and around the ears is normally a sensitive area. So when you're lining them up, you do want to try to be as light as possible while still applying pressure, so your clippers can cut, if that makes sense. And when I get around that ear, as you can see, most of the time, okay, so you can follow the natural, like, we normally have that natural curve around our ears, but at the same time, it's kind of still like you're free-forming it a little bit. Like that one dude, I can't remember his name, Nico, whatever his name is. Can I get braids? Of course you can. But it's what we do on one side, we must do to the other. So I already sprayed the holding spray on this side though, but you know, y'all understand. But same thing, like I said, tap lightly, but also apply the pressure because you want your trimmers to cut. It's just horrible, bro. Like every time I get ready to like voice record these videos, it's just congested. Yeah, I need the winter time to be over. I'm a tropical being. I belong in the sun. All right, so for that back, man, I was like, you wanna? So I did a design. I said a design. It's like, so when it comes to designs, you're still, it's something similar to a taper, depending on how your taper is. But when it comes to designs, you just blend under the areas that you want to fade out. You could virtually fade anywhere on the head. But as you can see, I got like that. That's like the up U half circle. I don't know. Geometry one. But as you see, it'll be, like I said, the same steps. It's just like, think of it as like I'm doing a taper, but it's just inside of those parameters. So I have the first guideline 2/3 of the way, right? And same step. So that bottom line, I close the lever all the way. And since I don't have much room to work with, I am going to be using the corner of my blade. It's like I want to blend out that guideline without creating a whole new guideline, and I still want my design to be pretty prominent, you know. For the second line, of course, my one guard closed. And for that second line, what I did, or not second guideline, but the third last guideline, I kind of just went ahead and knocked some of that bulk down. So when I start blending with my half guard, I didn't have to like do too much work. So as you can see, the blend is coming out flawless, nice. The design was a freestyle. It was like, hey man, just do what you want. So I would say it's something simple, cause like in a sense it is, but at the same time it's not. Like, you know, it's my art, so it's pretty cool. Future tutorials, I will be showing y'all like different hoppers on different hair textures, and you will get to see the full taper at the back of the head. Then like my first video, I did a mid tape on one of my clients with straight hair, and I did demonstrate the taper at the back of the head. So if y'all wondering what that looked like, just go watch that first video and you will have an idea. And all I'm doing is just cutting some of that bulk down. Cause like I said, me personally, I know as a barber, like, you know, some barbers like, bro, I need my clients to keep coming back like quick, as soon as possible. I just know me, if I was getting my hair cut, I want my cut to last as long as possible before I come back to you. Even though you are my favorite barber, I still want my cut to look like as fresh as long as possible. So, like me personally, I like to knock down the bulk down. If I can create my fade without having to use higher guards, then I will do so. You know what I'm saying? I'm just true to myself, true to me. The one who I was destined to be, the people never seen, things that I will always dream about. As y'all can see, man, we about to get ready to do that edge, you know what I'm saying? This is my guy, so I can't push him back like I do everybody else. All jokes, but like I said, so what I'm doing is I have my one guard, but I had to close it a little bit. Hold on. Look, I ain't even there right now, and I'm laughing. But what I tend to do, depending on the hair texture and how thick their hair is, sometimes, like I said, I'll use a 1.5 guard, but in this case, I'm using a 1 guard open. When I'm starting at the top, I close it all the way, and as I'm working I said at the top, I have it open all the way, but as I'm working my way down, then like for the more curly ends, that's when I'll close it. As you see, I had to spray that holding spray on the B level 3, and preference, you really don't have to use holding spray. I would recommend it because, like I said, it's holding the hair in place, and when you're doing an edge or anything, you don't want the hair moving. It gets annoying because now it's like you gotta keep brushing the hair down and line it up again. But y'all know me. Start my edges in the middle and work my way across the head, across the forehead. Goodness gracious, boy. Corey is good at what he do. Corey loves what he do. Y'all probably watching these videos, but man, what is this guy talking about? A little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the game. Never blame. If you learn a few things, then you just might change. Say bars out the top of my head. Get 'em. Like I said, if you like one of those barbers, man, like you hit an edge like swift straight the first try, hey man, I give y'all credit. Like, it's possible, very much possible. It's just, you know, you gotta keep practicing it. But you know, everybody's head shape is different, and that's what you have to take into account when it comes to edges. Do not, and I repeat, do not push somebody's edge back. If like me, I always try to follow the natural line. To a little bit, you will have to adjust it. You might have to push like certain parts back a little bit, but if it's like it's gonna be noticeable like drastically, do not do it. Please just follow that natural edge. Ain't even hit no enhancements yet, and boom. Hey man, well, look, you can tell my guy like to cut as always. You know, I always hook up my client. Hey man, I hope this video was very informative or educational for you all, and I hope that you all enjoyed it. Hit that like and subscribe button, and as I always say, HighTaper, are you in good hands?